Hi, I started recording right now. I sound so weird because I didn't even practice speaking very well yet. What do I mean by that? I just started to wear plugs. This is like an adult. It's called actually Invisalign, and it's an adult bracelet. Basically, it's like in a shape of a plug, and then you wear them, and then over the course of 1 or 2 years, you get your teeth straightened. And I was planning to do this. I gave the measurement of my mouth and my teeth like 2 months ago, and now they are ready. And then starting today, like a few hours ago, I started to wear them, and it's a bit weird to speak with them. And I haven't practiced speaking with anyone, and I'm just starting to record a podcast, so it is a little bit odd right now, but I I hope that I will get used to it. And I haven't recorded a podcast for a very long while. That's why now sitting in front of it, I had a very big resistance because I'm like, what am I gonna even talk about? Like, what am I gonna record? Like, as if I was preparing what I was gonna talk about before the episodes, and I told myself, hey, you don't have to know what you're gonna talk about because that's not how we record podcasts. It's just been some time since you recorded last time. That's why you're having a little bit of a resistance. And at the same time, I don't have my usual setup. I'm in Istanbul right now, and that is the reason that I'm recording it in English, because it feels weird to record in Turkish. I feel more anonymous right now speaking in English, being in Turkey, and it's more comfortable for me to record it in Turkish when I am by myself at home or when I'm in Berlin, basically. So yeah, I'm in Istanbul, and how am I doing? I'm doing well. Um, it's been a really, really long while. I recorded one podcast, I think at the end of November, but I used one song in the end. It was a song of Duman, and Spotify removed my podcast, so it looks like now the latest podcast was maybe like in the beginning of November. However, my podcast still is in YouTube, the one that is removed, and it's also on my website, so you can still listen there, but you cannot listen to it on Spotify. Yeah, so I will be more careful about not using songs. I mean, I really like adding a song that I find like resonate with the emotions or the episode that I am recording. I really like that part. It adds to it. It adds up to the experience, as at least my experience recording it and like making it like a end product. However, I just can't do it because then Spotify removes it. Or I guess I need to buy some like telif, I don't know how to say it, like license. But I'm not gonna do that, so I'm just not gonna use a special music at the end of the episode anymore. Anyhow, what am I doing right now? I am in kind of like a resting mood, meaning that I'm still doing lots of stuff, meaning that I'm not working at the moment. I'm on vacation. Um, but I'm doing lots of like I went for a checkup, for example, because I'm in Turkey, and Turkey's medical system is very, very well developed compared to Germany. So whenever I'm in Turkey, I always do all the things that I need to do medically. I got my teeth cleaned. I went for a checkup, and then I was today at the orthodontist office, and then he did a bunch of stuff, like he put some stickers onto my teeth as well, like before wearing the things. And he also did some spaces between my teeth so that they could move properly. So I had spent some time there as well. Yeah, and do I feel like I'm resting? Kinda. Because right now I'm in Istanbul and I have a good routine here, and I really like being around my family. And I'm kind of like in an isolated facility. I go to sauna every day, I go to sports every day, and I'm not seeing anyone because I only have a few friends in Istanbul. I already saw them. So it is not a very active life. And I had a very, very, very active December. So I really I really need to not to do things, like not to do social things for a while. I really need it because I think the thing inside of me who like wants to spend time, like I just need to spare my energy for myself for a while at least, and then spend this energy for doing things like going to dentist and stuff like that, and staying by myself, like going to sauna or like reading books. I really enjoy doing this kind of stuff, and I'm journaling every day. And I'm kind of trying to integrate and reflect what has been going on for me in 2025, and where am I at in my life, and what will I be doing? What are my intentions and goals for the next year, which I already knew. So I don't know. I'm just like in this mood of like not doing much and let it integrate, reflect, and things like that. And when I also think back of my 2025, for me, it hasn't been a, like, I don't know how to say it. Like, I'm not gonna say easy year or like a hard year. I don't think that I can classify it as that hard or easy, because it was a year for me, like, it wasn't also a year where I was shining and like using my potential or anything like that. And I was also not depressed either, but it was a very hard year for me emotionally, because like I'm still going through grief, but the first half of 2025 was just like a very, very heavy grief and very heavy emotions. However, at the same time, I think for me it was a year where I really, really like did my best to create a great life for myself, meaning that I found an apartment for myself. I moved into an apartment by myself, like without furnitures and everything, and I built and I made it and turned that apartment in a very short time into a very livable, very cozy, very beautiful space. And I really started to like my apartment, and I really appreciated living by myself because, again, I needed that space. And I really like it right now because whenever I want to be with my friends, I invite them into my place. Now, my place is like kind of like a meeting point for us. And then whenever I want to be by myself, this is for every day. And then whenever I want to be like be in a living mood and be around people in a living situation, then I go to Istanbul and I live here. So I really like this freedom, and I really like that I have this space just for myself, and that was very, very necessary for me, especially after moving around Vegas and changing different sublets in Berlin. This was like a very, very necessary thing for me. And then I also started to work because I had this like a career break. Not a career break, because right now the job that I'm doing is not necessarily my career. My actual career is acting. That's how I see. So I did acting jobs in 2024 and in the beginning of 2025, and then I also finally went to a German school, and then I got my B1 German certificate, which was also very necessary. And I did all the necessary exams and documents that is required for applying for German citizenship, which also makes me feel like very safe and free to know that, okay, I now had applied for it, and then I'm gonna become a German citizen. And this is like really a big pillar of safety for me and freedom for me. And then I um started to work because, like I said, I did this like not working full time, and I did freelancing and acting gigs here and there. And then over the like half of the year, I decided I go back to full-time job because I wanted to secure my citizenship and everything. And I looking back, I'm really happy about my decision. even though my heart is at acting, the feelings, the state I was at that I had to admit, because for acting you need to feel like good. I think, at least for me, not only for acting, just to do like a creative stuff. I don't think that I can do creative stuff from a place of like feeling not safe, feeling not secure, not having my like routines in place, not having my structure in place, and like being in a survival mood. I don't think for me it is really not possible to create or flourish or do something new and exciting from that place. So I did acting, but it felt like a, because it was a paid job, and it felt like a job, like the job that I do right now. It felt like that. It didn't feel like I was like creating and everything. And was also not in that mood. Honestly, I'm still like getting there. I'm not at my 100%, and I'm changing, but I'm definitely like with these big things that I did, like housing, securing my visa, applying for citizenship, having my job, adopting a dog. I think these things gave me now a strength and like a baseline for me to not be in the survival mood anymore. And now that I'm not in the survival mood, thanks to these things that I did for myself, maybe they don't seem very shiny. Maybe they are actually not, for example, like going back to full time work life is not something that is about my dream life, or it's not about my dream. However, the like I made that decision from a place of like, okay, because I could have gone to an acting school as well, but if I did that route a year later after the school ended, my visa was gonna end, and then I was gonna be in the same situation. And I don't want to be in a situation where I want to think about a visa. I really want to become a German citizen, European citizen, and then I want to get done with that, and then I will feel more free. And honestly, this like visa thing is also puts you in a survival mood, of course, because you don't know the place you live if you're secure enough. And I don't see myself living in Turkey, at least for a near future. I don't know what future brings, of course, but I don't see it at the moment. I like living in Europe. I enjoy the opportunities and the freedom, and I don't know, the civilization basically. I really like Istanbul, of course, and I like my culture. I like where I live, but at the same time, it is um it is not very easy. Like, it is not very easy. If I wasn't in this like facility that I live right now, like with my family, I don't have to go out a lot. I can take walks here. I'm also with my dog. I brought my dog here, which was also very stressful on the way here, but I'm so happy that he's here. Like, tomorrow, like the bigger part of my family is also coming to Istanbul, and we are all gonna be together for the New Year's, and they're gonna meet Bojan for the first time, and this is so exciting. So I think it's so much worth that I took him here. However, it was just stressful. So um but what was I saying? So, like, these things that give me now safety, like looking back, I really didn't make the decision from like a point of excitement, but I knew I did this from a point of compassion. I was like, okay, right now I'm in a survival mood, and this like visa thing is giving me anxiety, and when I'm gonna be honest to myself, I'm not in a place where I'm in the mood or place to start something new and like go in a new adventure, which in the right time, these things can be very exciting and very beautiful. And I've been in the spaces, and I had a business before, and like starting it and running it, like when I was in uni, that was so, so exciting. And I was in the right place, and I was doing it from like a place of joy and excitement, and I was like working for it a lot. I was putting a lot of hours into it, but I was in the right space for it, so it didn't feel like a burden. However, this year wasn't like that for me. I really had to be honest with myself and accept that, hey, right now I am in a survival mood. I'm not feeling very well. I'm experiencing hard emotions, and I'm going through a lot of things in one place. So what I need is right now that I don't want to create something from this place. I don't want to be in front of camera. I don't want to do like new businesses, new things. I'm not in that space, and I want to pick something that will give me safety and structure to my day right now. And I'm not looking forward to it. I don't die for like being a digital marketing manager at TikTok, but I'm gonna do it. And then I did it. And looking back, it's been 6 months, by the way. And I'm so happy I did it. That's what I needed at this moment. I was able to apply for citizenship. This is number one. But the better from that is that really, when I was struggling a lot, it gave me a lot of structure. And I now like at a place that, because it, also one thing, maybe I don't know how it is in Turkey. I'm saying this because most of my listeners are from Turkey, I think. In Berlin, at least, like I'm in my job, I'm senior now, and I don't learn new things a lot at work. I'm doing the job that I know, and it's more in the, I don't also do many operational things. It's more like a consultation. I'm consulting people, like my client is Zalando, and I'm consulting Zalando about their digital marketing campaigns on TikTok, and it's more consultation. So it is quite comfortable, so I don't have like big challenges at work. So I'm not spending crazy hours, and I have a very, very healthy work and life balance, and I have a lot of time for myself and for my hobbies as well. So being in this place is really good for me. Like going to the office, I go to the office 2 or 3 times a week, and also having good friends at the office gave me a lot of joy. That was amazing, and I didn't expect that. I didn't think that, like, when I was deciding to go to work at TikTok, that, oh, I'm gonna work there. Like, my first thing was that, okay, probably I need a structure and I need a visa, so I go for it. However, the thing it gave me is so valuable, because having friends at work is amazing, because I didn't have friends at when I was working at HelloFresh, and I think the culture was so different in a way that I think TikTok is more queer and is more like Berlin and alternative people. And I think there is also a respect for neurodivergency as well. And I love it. I don't feel like I am an outsider. Like, for example, when I was working in my previous company, people would like roll their eyes to me because what? I'm funny. But here I feel way more seen. Like, people just say that Gizem, you're crazy in a good way. And that's great. That's amazing. Like feeling being seen at work, getting along with people, feeling like you fit in actually, and then you do a good job. And then also, uh, I think I was working even more in my previous company, but I didn't feel like I was seen by what I was doing. Like, I was doing lots of automation projects, and maybe like it would, I was doing maybe like what one team could do, but I wasn't appreciated. At least I felt like that. I don't know if it is right to say these things now. It's Turkish, and I'm talking now. It's not in Turkish. I'm talking a lot about like my life in Berlin, and it's like I don't know. But at TikTok, I'm really I feel, at least this is how I feel. I feel that I am appreciated by my work, and like my team, people, my manager, they are happy with my work and they appreciate it, and I feel like, okay, I'm good at, like, it's also, I feel proud. Like, I like to be good at things, and I like that people come to me and ask things, and it's a good feeling, it's not a bad feeling, so I'm gonna take it. It's good. It's good to be good. It's good to care. It's good to fit in. So I think before I say that, okay, I'm not cut out for this work life, I think there are different factors at play before I can say that, okay, like I am happy here working or not. Because in the end, it's very similar job to what I do in my previous company and here. However, when the culture is different, my well-being, at least like my happiness at work, is so much different, even though the content of my job did not change much. So I'm really happy. really, really happy. But I think, yeah, like especially very appreciative having friends at work. Like this is something so nice and I deserve it and I'm happy. So, yeah, I think these like kind of like I think these decisions they don't seem very shiny, but decisions that comes from acceptance. Okay, this is where I'm at, and these are the things that are not very shiny, but they will be good for me. Moving into an apartment by myself, like um, getting like a German language certificate, taking a job, full-time job, and like these things. And I now feel that, okay, I'm actually getting better, and these kind of things are helping me to feel better. And now I can be at a place where I can start dreaming more, which started already naturally. But I also had this space where I felt like it was so interesting because I felt like, okay, there's no stress at my life right now, but also there is no inspiration. I think this was like maybe 3, 4 months ago, and I felt this it felt like very plateau. Like I don't have motivation or inspiration for like different things. At the same time, I'm not gonna complain because there is no stress in my life. But that changed. Like I think like I had this plateau space for maybe a few months, and then slowly but surely, some inspiration and motivation started to come back into my life. And like you may have heard that I started to like go out, go for dates, and I had even an attraction to someone, and that was awesome. Like it wasn't about the person, but it was about like a reminder, hey, I have this kind of things that I get to feel and to be reminded that like okay it is like it so it feels to flirt with someone and like go on dates and it's exciting and that was actually very very nice. um Even though sometimes these things don't last, I still really appreciate it because it reminded me a lot of things that I forgot about myself, so I'm so happy. And then also some inspiration started to come back into my life about what I want and my like acting, what I want to do in the future. And yeah, for example, I did like in right now there's like a vacuum cleaner working. This is like I think the worst thing about like Turkey is that there's always someone is doing cleaning. Like there's always a vacuum cleaner happening at least once a day, and it's too much noise for me. I don't think that I appreciate that the Turkish houses are always like super super clean, but at the same time I don't think that it's that necessary. So I'm just gonna give a pause like for 1 second. The vacuum cleaning remains, but I'm gonna continue. By the way, it's so weird to speak with these like things in my teeth, but I guess I'm gonna get used to it. However, okay, anyways, what I was saying that okay, yeah, and then I did like an in November, December improv theater once a week. And then that was fun. And I started to feel like, okay, like now next year I might want to do this, like maybe start from here, maybe like do one weekend, like a photo shoot again, like maybe update my portfolio. So these things started to come. But what was happening was that when I was feeling miserable, obviously I just didn't have it in me to like do stuff like that. But I think I was suffering even more because I wasn't in acceptance, or I was at least like scared at like why don't I do things about my dreams? Like why don't I do stuff like this? Why don't I do like this and that? Because I don't want to, and like let's just respect that, no? I guess when you're in it, it is hard to find that courage. I will say this is the courageous thing to accept your situation that you don't want to create right now, or like you don't want to be in a doing mood, but like you maybe want to really create maybe boring but safe spaces to yourself before, and then trust that like when you give yourself that safety, whatever that you need at that time, then the motivation will come. And it does. It did for me, and I'm sure that it does for everyone. And I'm really really sure of that. And I think I was also talking about this to my therapist. I was saying that like I'm not motivated, like nothing is inspiring. This is like everything is just so flat. And that she told me that like this happens once in a while. Like it's not gonna happen just one time. It's just like kind of like a cycle of life where you go through challenges. There's that period, and then there's the period where you're shining and doing or like collecting the fruits of your efforts, and everything is new and inspiring and you're learning new things, and then it comes to a point where everything is just flat, and then you feel like there's nothing new to learn, nothing you hear sounds inspiring, because it is how it is. It just comes and goes, and these stages happen, and sometimes there's nothing to do, just to accept it and like do whatever you want to do at that time. And at that time, if you don't want to do exciting stuff, or if you don't want to um do things for your dreams, that's fine. Like whatever small things that you can do, honestly, like whatever makes you feel calmer, whatever that you feel that you need. At the same time, you don't have to do the calm things all the time either, because there are some times that like life requires you to be more in the excitement and be more in the moving space, and that's okay as well. And it's because I think I hear all the time this, because maybe like the society is always like ask you to be in the doing space, but right now I'm also hearing a lot of like rest and rest and rest, and sometimes you know what, it's not that easy to rest, especially if you have a little bit of hyperactivity. And for example, when I'm saying that I'm in the resting mood right now, it's not like that I'm lying down in my bed. It's like for me, rest is that I exercise regularly, because when I exercise, my body feels good and then it can relax easier. And then I write a lot, because when I'm writing, my brain gets calmer and then I can relax more. And then when I stimulate myself enough so that I don't have to struggle a lot with boredom while lying down on bed. And then I cannot, like, for some people it might be okay, but I cannot just like lie down and like watch something for hours and like be happy with that. I cannot relax like that. So also accept that rest can also look different for everyone. Anyway, so I don't know where we came this from. What was I saying? So yeah, now I'm at a space where I see that like I am not in a survival mood. I feel good. I feel like I am able to navigate through hard emotions. At least I have some big pillars set by me in my life. I have a good social system. I have a good relationship with my family. I do have an apartment. I do have a base. I am taking care of my health. Also, another decision was that in 2025, like start the orthodontic work, which I had been postponing for some time, and it also feels fucking amazing to like have it paid upfront and then make the decision and then like do this like for myself by myself. It makes me feel really really empowered, and I'm really happy about it. Yeah, it feels good. So what was I saying again? I got distracted. um Really, I forgot what was I talking about. Wait, pause. So I was saying I think that like having these like big pillars, kind of, because I was missing a lot of these pillars, and when you're missing these big pillars, then you struggle, and then it's so hard to also regulate emotionally, like be in a peaceful state. So I'm happy that now I have these big pillars, and then from here I really saw that like the inspiration is coming and things are gonna get better from here. Of course there are challenges and I don't feel good every day, but when you have some basics in your life, then some things are way easier. And also, I was being very hard on myself in a way that I was missing these pillars and I was expecting myself to feel better and I wasn't feeling better. And then I was in this like loop of like not feeling good and not knowing what to do. But still, I did quite a lot, like very heavy grief. And then still, I did like, I wasn't enjoying most of the things and I still did it. I still did the things that I knew that would make me feel better, and I just did it. And I think this is like the best things that I did for myself, and I see that there is like a big effort and big self-love there. Even though maybe at the time I didn't feel like it, there is a big self-love, and I feel emotional right now, but I do love myself, and I'm happy that I could feel this love. And I always love myself. I always loved myself because I know inside of me that I'm a good person and I feel this. However, at the times I didn't feel the self-love because sometimes my heart is so broken and the situations feel so hard that I don't have access to that love. But even though when I couldn't feel it inside, I still tried my best to navigate from self-love and did the loving things for myself. So I'm really thankful for myself on that. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate you. And yes, and for the next year, I think like some things that are exciting me a lot. I am gonna, because last year I did also physical theater in the beginning, and then that was like helping me to give me a little bit joy, at least in very joyless time. And this year I decided to do like an evening school because it was just drop-in classes where I could go once a week. Now they also have a school because when you have the drop-in classes, there's always different people every week, and I don't like that. What I like that we are a classroom, and then the same people come every week so that we develop something together. So now they decided to make a school, evening school. So I'm gonna enroll to that, and then I'm gonna do 5 months of physical theater school after work hours, and there's gonna be a performance in the end. So I'm really happy about it. I'm gonna dedicate myself to that. And then another thing is that I'm accepted to Vipassana, um, which is like a lottery that um this is like a lottery, meaning that like you sign up, but there's like a big waiting list, so you need to wait. And I've been trying for a while, but it didn't happen. But now it happened for March, and I will be doing Vipassana, which is like a 10-day silent meditation retreat, and I am so excited about it. And it's for free, by the way. If you Google Vipassana, you will see around the world there are a lot of like spaces that are offered for free. You just need to like put your name in it and then pray that you will be selected. There is no there is no there is no feature about you that would be about selecting. It's just like a chance. If you maybe enroll earlier, you need to like wait on the website, and then yeah, it happens. You can just research it, you can find it out, and I'm so excited about it. And then I have a secret hobby, another hobby that I will be starting, but I'm not comfortable sharing it here yet. But it's been in the background of me for a long while, but it took some time to admit that I actually want to do that because I don't know, I feel kind of ashamed about it a little bit. Maybe it's because I live in Berlin, so I don't want to give a lot of hint, but I'm gonna do that. And maybe even this is like a big step for me because somehow I didn't want to admit that I want to do that, but I really want to do it, so I'm just gonna give it a try. And then maybe later I will share what it is for to you as well. But I'm also kind of sometimes feel shy about like having lots of hobbies because it feels a bit ADHD, but at the same time it's fucking not. You know, like everyone says that ADHD people have lots of hobbies and then they jump from this to that, but it's how it is. I'm interested in lots of things, and maybe I'm not focused in one thing and developing it like so intensely, but I am slowly developing all my hobbies. So it's okay. I think it's okay to have lots of interests. Yeah, it's okay. And and what else? I think I don't talk a lot about like I didn't talk. I think I did this on purpose. My journey about SIBO and like what happened. Maybe some people are curious, like what is going on? Is it still there? So first of all, I think if you remember, I went to Thailand to a fasting retreat, and then after that, I started to feel way better. So in that summer, I allowed myself to eat whatever I want to because I was able to tolerate somehow. And when that happens, just go for I went for it because it's good also for the psychology. Because I think I developed some fear around food, and which is, I think, definitely worse than the the impact, the effect that the food that you're scared that will give you is worse to have the fear around that food. You know what I mean? It's like, I think when you fear food, it's way worse than if you're eating, let's say, gluten or sugar joyfully, and if you don't prompt to be addicted to sugar, let's say. So there are different, like, it's a very complex topic, but that was the thing that I went through, and I think it helped me to feel more comfortable around food. And then I started to have some symptoms back a little bit, so I started to be more careful and just like have like because I kind of know what feels good and what not, so I made it a bit more tailored to me. And it's still work in progress. I definitely feel better than before, and I think the best thing that I could do about it was also I let it go. I stopped trying to work on it. I stopped trying to heal it, or I stopped trying to fix it, because it is a very hard thing. And when I hyper focus on like trying to heal from it, then it doesn't happen. And then when I let it go, okay, I'm not trying to fix this thing, then I started to feel better. And then my focus went into other things, like my hobbies or my time spent with my friends and everything, and or like my work and everything. And then it just, because I also got fucking bored about like talking about it. I don't want it. I don't like to talk about it. I don't find joy talking about it. And and that's okay. I should respect that. And there will be maybe sometimes that I may want to share about it more, and I find comfort in sharing, or like at least there is like a motivation to share about it, or a desire to share, then share. But I feel more comfortable not talking about it, because then it felt like it was defining me. But now when I gave it a little space, like less space, that it is taking less space in my life. So this was my remedy. And it worked more than any fucking weird diet. Um, yes. And what else? So yeah, but I still have this like, mm, that I want to work on, because I have this like habit. Sometimes I still regulate myself with food, which is okay. I think everyone does it here and there. That is also fine to do. But I'm curious now how it's gonna happen with the plugs, because I cannot eat with these things, and to eat, I need to be wearing these things on my teeth like for 22 hours per day. Otherwise, they won't work. That's what the dentist said, and I cannot just like. Mm, snack on here and there, because then you have to remove the plug, and then you have to clean it, and then you have to put it back, and it's a lot of work. So I think I'm kind of also happy that it might help me to work on like being more mindful about what I want to eat, because then I cannot just like eat like this. I need to make sure that, okay, I'm really hungry. I mean, I can also eat, like I have like 1 hour for lunch, 1 hour for dinner, or like I could do like 45 minutes for breakfast, 45 minutes lunch, 45 minutes dinner, but I don't do breakfast. So it's like I have 2 meals a day. And then I think now, like between meals, the snacking will be harder. And then I think I would only do it if I really need to do it. So I think it will also help without like me planning to work on it. So let's see how things will evolve from there. But for SIBO, it is definitely really good not to snack in between meals. But I wasn't able to achieve that very well. But now I think it will happen by itself, because I feel so lazy to like remove. It is really hard, by the way, especially like when you first start wearing them, and you have to change them once in every 10 days. Anyways, this is a new era, and I will see how things will evolve from here. And um, for 2026, I feel like motivation and inspiration is coming back into my life, and I feel excited to do some stuff again. And I very much prefer to do from a place like this. instead of like a place like, okay, I have to do these things. Because in the end, I think in the past, like for example, from the times where Arnold Schwarzenegger, like how you say it, I don't know, this like Austrian guy, who was a bodybuilder and then he was an actor and then he was a politician. And I think in the 80s things worked like that, where you have to like really go for it, like do things every day and like. But now I think it's a bit different. It's like, because I think there are so many factors in it, and I don't know. Everyone, I don't want to say anything. Actually, you know what? Everyone should do whatever they want to, and everyone should live how they want to live, because it's also fucking tiring to have these like advices on Instagram about like slowing down or doing things every day or this or that or this and that. I think in the end, you know what you want to do, and then with a little bit of like listening to yourself and a little bit of an acceptance and a little bit of a maturity, you figure out what you're supposed to do. And everyone all the time is in different stages and states in their lives, and what advice resonates with you is that. So sometimes I experience it myself. I see one advice, let's say it's about slowing down, and I cannot slow down. So what am I going to do? Am I going to just feel bad about myself? No, I'm just going to not take it. I'm just going to not take that advice. I'm just going to take what feels good for me to take it. Yes. Um, yeah, and this is gonna be the last episode of the year, and I might give it a little bit of a break, just saying, because I will be in Turkey for a while, and then I have some business trip, and then yeah, maybe end of January I will start with the new season. So let's say this will be the old season, and then we will see each other with the new season, and I hope you enjoyed the episode in English. I know that it might have a different taste, but it I just didn't feel comfortable making it in Turkish. I'm so sorry, but it is how it is, and I really hope that you enjoyed it. And feel free to share your reflections and your takes from 2025, and also your intention. And yeah, like you might have noticed, I don't have big intentions. I just have some like exciting hobbies and schools and courses that I want to do. And other than that, I think um not much, honestly. Like I'm just gonna see how things go. I'm just gonna see how my teeth is gonna feel. I'm gonna feel, and then um some more family time, because I will be also visiting Turkey more often to show my teeth regularly. And then yeah, some nice friend trips maybe, and just being more careful about what I'm saying yes, what I'm saying no, and work on the same things, like actually, like just to make sure that I'm not exhausting myself a lot, and that I'm not isolating myself a lot. I'm making the balance good, and if I can, just forgive myself and then go back. And yeah, thank you for listening, and I will see you next year.